Alright everybody, we're back reviewing another tournament. This time we actually had a pretty deep run, ran really good, made a bunch of comebacks, so you don't want to miss this one. Alright, let's get right into it. Alright, so first hand of the tournament, we get dealt 8-10 of spades. Not the greatest hand in the world, but good enough to call with the blinds only being 50, 100. So let's see what we get into here on the flop. Looks like this guy is not paying attention. I got into this tournament as a late entry, so some of these guys are already way ahead of me. This guy clearly is not doing too well. He only has 275 chips in his stack. This guy's going to raise up to 300, and we're going to see, let's see, a couple of folds around the table. I feel pretty good about my hand until this guy does an all-in. I'm not doing that. And he flops quads on the first hand of the session. Pretty crazy. There's also a bounty tournament as well, so I believe, don't really remember. I played this tournament a couple days ago, but I'm pretty sure the bounty increases every time you knock someone out. Yeah, it does, because this guy has 1.5 underneath him. So this guy's going to lead out for 200. We're going to fold because our hand isn't really that good. 8-5 offsuit with a raise out of position. Well, I guess I'm not too out of position, but either way. That being said, let's move on to the next hand. Going to get dealt ace-3 offsuit. We're going to make the call. Looks like we're sitting out of position here. Under the gun 2. This guy's going to go all in for 275 with the ace in my hand. That's a pretty cheap call, so let's go ahead and rip it. See if we could take this down. Okay, we're gonna get 2 callers. Only 175 more. Gonna flop bottom pair. 7-4-3 rainbow on the flop. Inconsequential 9 for us. That doesn't really help us at all. Check, check, and brings in the straight draw. I think I probably could have got it with a bet, got him to fold, but doesn't matter anyways because this guy's going to take it down with pocket kings. And our stack is looking pretty low right now. We're down to 1125, but we get dealt king 9 of hearts. Very next hand, we don't even get time to think about it. So we're just going to make the call here under the gun. Really no other option to make. Don't want to bet too high and get people to fold right away because that has happened to me way too often. So we're just going to check. Maybe if someone raises, we'll definitely call. We're going to go 4 ways to a flop that completely bricks. Brings in backdoor straight draws. There's a club draw out there already. So 3 is going to ruin our straights. And now there's a diamond draw out there too. So we're not looking good on this hand by any means necessary. This guy's going to lead out for 100. We're just going to fold. Definitely the only other option to do is to fold. And we did not get there on the river either. Another ace pairs the board. Now any ace makes a 3 of a kind. So I think we made the right decision there. If you guys think something else, let me know down in the comments. Also, if you guys are liking the video, make sure to like and subscribe. You know, it really helps me out, keeps me going. I'm going to be posting videos once a week. Maybe more if I start recording more, but, you know, I don't have an editor. I do all this stuff myself. So I'm trying my best here. Let's go. We got ace-queen offsuit. This guy's going to rip it for 650. Only 350 more. We're definitely going to call him. This guy's going to call too. We're going 3 ways to a flop. King, jack 3 with 2 hearts out there. We're just going to call it because why not? And we're going to turn an ace. And we get there on the river. Bang. Going to take that down. And we got a bounty for winning that hand. Beautiful. Love to see it. Love to see it. Very next hand we get dealt 8-9 offsuit. This guy's going to jam it all in for 550 it looks like. So Don't really see any reason in calling. You know, we already won a big pot. We don't need to win every hand. Yeah, there's a possibility a straight could have came out, but we're not going to find out. Let's move on to the next one. Sitting in the small blind. I'm sorry, the big blind. I'm going to have 4 ways to a flop. King Jack offsuit. We're going to flop top pair. 2 diamonds out there, so that's a little bit of a scary sight, but we're still going to lead out with definitely with top pair. 450. Let's see if we can get any callers. This guy's going to fold. This guy most likely will call because he has a big stack. Nope, he folds too, and we get 1 caller. Brings in the 10 of spades. Doesn't really do anything unless he has a set, maybe. He could have pocket 10s, pocket 6s. Could have maybe Jack 10. He could have Jack 10, but I don't think he does. Now the board pairs with a 6. I definitely don't think he has it. He doesn't. We're going to take this down. 3.6K. In our stack, we love to see it. Let's go. 7-8 of clubs. Love to see suited connectors. Always love to see it. Unless we get, into a deep run in a tournament, then when those blinds start getting bigger, it doesn't really... They're not really that good of cards anymore at that point, are they? Nevertheless, let's get into it. Going 4 ways to a flop where we are going to get a straight draw, middle pair. So our hand is looking pretty decent right now. We got a gut shot to a straight, open-ended straight. 5 where a 10 gets us there. And we have middle pair. Turn a 3 of a kind. That's really good. This guy's leading out into us. Let's go ahead and raise him. He's going all in. We're going to take this down with the set. Love to see it. Love to see it. He was ahead of us in the beginning. But it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, baby. Because you know what? Take that down. Next hand, we're going to get dealt Jack 4 offsuit. Don't want to do anything with that. Let's just fold, move on to the next one. Going to see King Queen offsuit. Pretty good cards. Pretty good cards. Not terrible. I've been watching some of these players too, and this guy over to my left with 800 in his stack, he's definitely on tilt. He's trying to play tight, but when he goes in heavy. So I don't see him lasting too much longer. We're going to flop middle pair with ace high board and 2 diamonds out there. Going to lead out for 200. Not too big. Enough to get some calls out there. Going to see a 6 of spades. Seems like an inconsequential card. Doesn't really seem like it would help anybody unless they had maybe 6-7. Pocket 6s. 4-5, brings in some straight draws. This guy's leading out for 1K. Leads me to believe he has the ace. I don't think he has pocket 6s. And flush draw completes. 4 of diamonds on the river. That guy with that led out for 1K, he actually ended up rivering the flush. So that's what he was chasing. And he got there on the river. It happens, man. Happens to the best of us. I know that guy's probably feeling bad about it, probably going on tilt. But hey. Next hand, we get dealt ace-6 offsuit, and we flop top pair with a 6 kicker. 2 spades out there, not looking too great. This guy's going to lead out for 300. We're definitely going to raise that up to 6, and this guy jams it all in. Now, I don't even think about it before snap calling. As soon as I do it, I regret it, and he gets a full house on the river. We couldn't have won anyways unless we had running 6s, which wouldn't have come. And next hand we get dealt 6-7 offsuit. We're just going to fold, take a step back, regather our emotions. And at this point in the tournament, I was telling myself, don't go on tilt. You need to make smart decisions, smart plays, and make this deep run. Looking at the tournament, we were sitting right around like middle of the pack, and we could definitely do better than that. We're going to make this money. I'm not really showing this hand for any reason. I'm just giving you guys my thought process behind, what I'm sitting at the moment after that
Terrible, terrible loss. And before I can even gather my thoughts, this was maybe like 2 minutes later, I get dealt pocket kings. Unfortunately, though, everybody on the table is folding, and we raise it up to 600. Luckily, we get 2 callers, and we get dealt 6-7 queen on the flop with 2 clubs out there. I don't see any reason not to lead out. Any flush draw is going to call me. Going to get dealt a jack on the turn. Bet big, and we find the fold. Beautiful. Love to see it. Needed a win there to gain some morale back, gain some confidence back. Very next hand, we get dealt king 5 of diamonds. One of my favorite hands. Just, I always get lucky with this hand for some reason. I don't know why. Really don't. So, I always try to play it when I can, unless it's in an all-in type situation. Or, final table of the tournament. Blinds are really big. Stack's not looking too hot. Then I'd probably fold. But in this case, definitely wanted to call. And now we're going to get dealt queen deuce offsuit. Not the best hand. And this guy's going to jam it all in. We don't want to see any of that. We're just going to go ahead and fold. Move on to the next one, where we get dealt jack 9 offsuit. We only have 5 players left on this table. I believe at this point in the tournament there was maybe 14 players left in total. So we are already in the money, getting our buy-in back at least. This guy's going to jam it for 4,000. We're already calling. So I already have money invested, but I just decide to fold. And the run out on this one is just ridiculous, man. I had running cards to make a full house, and I didn't call. Granted, this guy probably would have shoved it all in with the king high on the flop, and I probably would have folded. And in reality, I probably would have folded. Next card, we're going to call with king 7 for some odd reason. As you guys can see here, I start to go on tilt, making bad decisions, exactly what I told myself not to do. So I try to gather my thoughts a little bit and try to compose myself, try to get this money back, because at this point, I'm telling you, I was very tilted. After seeing that run out where I could have gotten a full house and probably taken the lead in the tournament, I was so internally frustrated. And we're going to make the fold here. 2 clubs out there with king high board. Definitely don't want anything to do with that. Definitely going to fold here. This guy, he's going into the tank for a little bit before eventually deciding to make the call. And this guy would have won with his king high, pair of kings, I'm sorry. And so I make the right decision there, making the fold. 7-8 offsuit. Like I said, connectors are always good in early parts of the tournament, in my opinion. I don't know if you guys think I should have made some different calls here, should have made some better folds, made some better calls. Put it down in the comments. Let me hear it. Let me hear where I can get better. Also, once again, if you guys like the video, make sure to subscribe. Help me grow the channel. Help Full Tilt become World Series of Poker champion, man. Let's do it. King deuce offsuit. I went all in like a moron. With a $9,000 pot, we see 985 with 2 clubs on the board. Not looking great for us. Not looking great. Turn comes a ace of hearts. Even worse for us. This guy's leading out for 2K. You're going to see some folds. And we actually win with a king high. And as soon as I was ready to go into OBS at this point and just stop the recording, get ready to go into, editing for YouTube and stuff. But when I saw that king high was good, I was shocked. Next hand in the big blind, we see 4-5 offsuit. We're already in the hand anyways, so any other time I would have folded. We see 10 king 3 2 clubs out there. Not the best looking situation for us, of course, seeing that we only have a 5 high. So any bet here, I think we're going to have to fold. I think I could do some bluffing here as well, but turn completes the flush with a 9 of clubs. Now I'm going to check and see what he's going to do. He's going to lead out. We're just going to fold. Regardless, I don't think he had the flush, but I do believe he probably had maybe a pair of 10s, pair of kings, maybe even a pair of 9s. But regardless of that, he had us beat. We were never going to make that call. Unless, of course, I was the one leading out, trying to bluff. But all in all, I think I made the right decision there. Next hand, ace-9. Offsuit, we're going to take it down with just not even seeing a flop. At this point, even winning blinds is pretty good for my stack. Not looking too healthy right now. Definitely could use some help. Next hand, we see King 4 offsuit. Doesn't help us at all, especially this late in the tournament. Like I said, those are cards you just got to fold. And if we don't see a 5 out here, we're going to be really upset. It doesn't get there, thankfully. So we made the right decision in folding. These guys are battling it out. There's definitely a straight draw out there. Board is paired now, so that could be, that could be something. That could be a set. Or it could also be, someone could have a full house. Someone could have like 8-3. Doesn't happen though. Queen high is going to take it down. And it's very upsetting to know that I could have won that hand with just a queen high. Or I'm sorry, a king high. But like I said, that's not how you play poker. You got to play smart. You got to think methodically. Plan out your moves. Watch your opponents. Watch how they play. Next hand, we're going to see ace-5 offsuit. At this point, I think we have to rip it. Being short stacked, I mean, we kind of have no choice, but it's not going to matter because this guy's going to flop 3 of a kind and then turn a full house. But hey, we got 4th place, so can't be upset about that.
Alright, so there you have it. Got 4th place in the tournament. Not terrible. Pretty good. Ran really deep. We made a bunch of comebacks. A bunch of great calls, in my opinion. If you guys like the video, make sure to like and subscribe. Really helps out the page. I'm trying to grow this every day. And eventually, we're going to start doing more live games, more tournaments, hopefully in the future, and just bigger games, bigger cash games, everything. So make sure to follow, make sure to subscribe. We'll be back next video. Let's go.